Well, Scan, go ahead and introduce our players, and this is going to be Game 3 here on Xelnaga Caverns.
Tarson's going to be starting up in the upper right-hand corner here on Xelnaga Caverns Tower. I always say Xelnaga Towers, just because that's what I say so much more often. But anyways, Tarson, Red Terran here at the upper right. Bottom left, again, as Yellow Protoss, we have Kiwikaki, who's currently up 2-0 in this matchup, has a commanding lead. One more win will give him the first point for North America in this challenge.
And that would be a commanding 3-0 win like we had yesterday. Fantastic series as yesterday, and I can't wait to see how the rest of this one plays out. Personally, I hope Tarson can come back, even though I'm from Canada and I'm rooting for Team America. I still want more and more StarCraft.
I'm indifferent. I just want more StarCraft.
Exactly.
Period. So currently not much going on from either player, but again, we are playing on Xelnaga Caverns, which is a very, very interesting map, especially when it comes to what can happen at either of the natural expansions, because there are just so many ways to get in there.
Absolutely. With how open this map is, it really forces a player to either be very aggressive or be very passive and very controlling with his army and really stay on the balls of his feet just to make sure that he's really not caught off guard from the multiple attack paths that this map offers.
Tarson's putting up his first barracks now just at the front of his base. Also already just dropped down his first gas. First gas for both players dropping almost at the exact same time. Interesting that both players going for gas this early on. Both players have been going for gas early on throughout all their matches in today's series because they've been doing pretty gas-heavy builds.
Yeah, I'm still flabbergasted by Kiwikaki's build in that last game. The micro was just insane, keeping all of his stalkers alive until that Banshee actually came out. I'm curious to see what he's going to do this game, if he's going to do the same type of pressure. He still has not scouted. Neither player is actually scouted right now, so the middle of the map is completely covered in fog, and Cybernetics Core is on the way. Most players choose to scout with their Pylon probe or their Gateway probe, and Kiwikaki's getting his second assimilator up, chrono boosting more probes, and still not scouting. Very, very crazy play by these two players.
Yeah, no scouting from either player quite yet. Looks like that orbital command has just finished in the base of Tarson, so he could scan if he wanted to, but no, he is going to drop down that first mule, and here comes the factory, so he may be going for a straight-up 1-1-1 again. Nothing attached to that barracks yet.
I think a 1-1-1 build from the Terran player is just so risky because you have no idea what that Protoss player is doing. He could be fast expanding, he could be rushing for a 4-gate attack. It's definitely going to be a 1-gate robo similar to game 1, which I really like these builds by Kiwikaki. And I'm curious to see how he plays this out, if he's going to get more than one Immortal this time, or if he's going to go straight into Colossi like a lot of other Protoss players have been doing in this tournament.
This is interesting. We have a probe moving up to the upper left, maybe just making sure that there's no proxy factory or anything built, making sure there's not going to be any proxy Thors. Interesting where he's heading, though. Is he going to proxy something himself?
I think he may. Although, when you're going Robotech, proxying really just doesn't work that well because you're reinforcing meaty units. Like the Immortal or the Colossus just takes so long to get across this map. It takes about 50 seconds to get your unit across. If a Zerglin is at the bottom of the ramp and you're doing a push, he can build a spine crawler by the time your units get to your front doors, or his front door. It's just a long rush distance on this map.
Hellion's going to run by and spot this one probe moving around the center of the map, but both players scouting very, very late. Neither player's made their way into their opponent's bases yet at all, and we're already 5.5 minutes into the game.
Oh, here comes the Hellion, and really late force field trapping him in, but he is going to get to see the robotics facility, the Immortal, the Sentry, the Stalker. This is the identical opening to what he did in the first game, and Tarson is actually getting out a quick Raven. Really like this play. He's put a bunker up to make sure that no scouts or any pushes get into his base. Well, it seems like he is gearing up for some kind of timing push.
Indeed it does. You do have a single probe in the back here by Kiwikaki at the natural expansion, just chilling out. So he's going to wait and see when that natural comes up. Raven is so huge against Protoss players just because there's so much focus on Stalker play. It just absolutely denies it. And look at the unit count right now. Just a single Stalker and Immortal currently on the side of Kiwikaki. 29 probes to 25, but that one mule is out for Tarson, so it's just about even.
And here's Tarson actually with that Raven and the Marines looking for any observers that may have gotten into the base. I really like that. Here is that observer, so he knows the timing. He knows when observers should be making it to the base. And he does see the observer, so he wants to go and get it with his Marines. No, he turns back around.
Now, here comes our first Banshee on the way onto the field. Nice defense here from Tarson thus far. Has a single siege tank and a filled-up bunker with 4 Marines, so nothing can really make its way up the ramp early on in this matchup.
Yeah, Siege Tech just starting now as when that second Siege Tech is going to be spawning or popping out. And once again, he sees the Observer. He wants to get it, but I think he's going to go and try to get it this time. Here it goes. That Observer is going to die. They are just too slow. They need that speed upgrade. And auto turret just to make sure that it does die. The
Wow.
Marines would have eventually caught up. The probe dies too. The auto turret getting 2 kills.
Well done with that auto turret. Second Nexus is on the way from Kiwi, so he has the first expansion earlier than his opponent Tarson. Interesting thus far. We do have a
Actually,
command
no.
center being built up, though.
Tarson's command center is quite a bit quicker than Kiwi's.
Just destroyed that bunker at the top of the ramp, did Tarson, just salvaged it, and it looks like he's going to push out because Siege Tech will be done by the time he's able to move up, but he will run into a Colossus. Oh, maybe he's just moving down to defend this command center, it looks like.
Yeah, I think so. He's got that Banshee out there in the mineral line of the expansion, but there's no workers there quite yet, so he's got no kills. He's just gathering up energy. Cloak is not on the way, but Stim is just starting. So those Marines will have Stim in about 140 seconds. It takes so long to do, but it's just such an effective upgrade for the Terran infantry.
Already going double gas here at the expansion. Command center is just about to drop down, and it looks like he is doing a transfer from his main with a few of these SCVs. Actually,
Here
many
comes
of
the
these
Banshee.
SCVs.
1 kill, almost 2 kills, but these probes are getting out. There's a few weakened probes that he needs to focus down, but no, the 1 Stalker and 1 Sentry with another Stalker warping in does get here in time to shoo out this Banshee. 2 kills, just not enough. He should have focused on a few more. I think if he would have positioned here between the 2 bases and then attacked a few and then went to attack the other probes, but there are Stalkers in the mineral line, so Kiwikaki's got a nice defense up against that.
Second assimilator on the way, but here we go with a major push from Tarson making its way south, it looks like. Yes, he's putting everything into this that he has so far as his offensive units are concerned. A couple of tanks, Raven, Banshee, that's 3 tanks actually. I thought it was just 2, backed up by all those Marines, but Stim is not going to be done in this fight.
I think he's going to wait for Stim to finish because that is going to be absolutely crucial to this push. He's actually got a smaller army than Kiwikaki, 86 food to 82, and even cost-wise it's less. So I think he's going to need Stim in order for this to be effective. I think he's going to, yeah, he's sieging up the tanks, making sure that nothing gets by him, waiting for some reinforcements. He's getting some Marauders. Marauders, once they have Stim, are the perfect units to take out these Colossi.
Absolutely.
They're very effective. Wow, bunker and barracks going down. This is interesting, setting up some kind of proxy base or forward base here, but Kiwikaki's going to attack into it here. Guardian Shield going up. The Immortal's not absorbing any of these siege tank fires, but 1 Colossi does go down. Stim is finished, and these units are going to be able to clean up Kiwikaki's force. Wow, very nice push by Tarson. I think the point defense drone and the siege tanks were just crucial to pushing Kiwikaki back.
Far too many units now pushing into the expansion here of Kiwikaki. I don't really think he's going to be able to defend this. Going to have to warp some units up onto the high ground at his main to be able to have an attempt to push this off. But all he has for anti-air right now is 1 lone Stalker with that Raven and all those Marines. This is far too much for him to deal with. The Colossus is gone. I think this round's going to go to Tarson.
Absolutely. Tarson had a really good push here. He waited for that Stim. And yeah, there goes Kiwikaki's GG. So fantastic play. Tarson comes back here from a 2-0 deficit to be 2-1. And the question is can he win game 4 to bring it to a final ace match?
This is certainly becoming interesting.
So we're going right into game 4. Stay tuned, guys.